Hey, what's up, guys? We're going to dive right into some late night messages on the Divine Masculine, and we'll see what's coming up for them while they're silent, okay? Many of you may be going through a separation, and I'm being guided to tell you in this reading that the separation is divinely guided. And in order to bring your heart peace at this time, I ask that the universe give you clarity on some of the things that may be necessary for you two to really go through or really look at or face in order to help heal the separation energy, okay? So let's get some insight as to just why it is they may be feeling overwhelmed and that they want to run. Why is your masculine feeling overwhelmed and like they want to run? Maybe this is something you can't see. Okay, so limitations and fears. So they may feel like they can't exactly come all the way close to you, is what I'm getting. And it kind of seems like she's wearing a wedding dress here. So, we do see someone reaching out. I feel like Divine Feminine, it's like they may not see you enough, or there's obvious obstacles in the way. You could have, a relationship with somebody else that you may be working on, ending things there, and they don't want to come too close. They feel like it's a limitation in getting to know you. Okay, many of you may be, you're under circumstances where you guys can't get close to one another to bond. Okay, this may speak for many of you who may, work together, and it's like all you have is the eye contact, and you have your Divine Masculine who's dying to like reach out and touch you. This is what I'm feeling from this Divine Masculine. Whoever he is, he just wants to reach out and like touch you, and physical touch could be like a really big thing for this Divine Masculine. And I feel like it's better to stay away from you than to even be friends with you, because being friends with you, like, it just really like amplifies the emotions that they feel for you, and it hurts even more to maybe see you go back to another situation where that's where you have to be. It may be an obligation. Maybe you're married, Divine Feminine. Maybe you have children. Maybe you have a partnership where it may not sorry guys, my throat is closing up in this reading. Oh my. Maybe you may not be romantic with your partner, but it still bothers them that you have another life going. The reason being is because you can't be with them 100%. It's like for them, it just kind of seems like you guys always hit like some kind of brick wall. So they may try to create distance and space from you because they think that that is just the best thing to do, okay? But with the reaching out, it's like every time they are apart from you, they may find themselves back, right at square one, where it's like, damn. Even if you are married, even if you can't be with them right now, even if it's, the stars aren't aligned, they still, think about you. They still stay up late at night tossing and turning over you. Maybe even strategizing on a way, wishing and hoping as to how these obstacles could be resolved. So let's see what else is coming up here. We do have fate, and we have detours and divine intervention, and that's why I feel like, the universe is at play here in this connection. There's certain realizations waiting to happen. But I feel like, it's hard for your Divine Masculine to see it at this time. They may see this connection with you as just something to avoid altogether. And it's like they don't want you to take it the wrong way, because I feel like many of you may feel like they don't love you, they don't want to be with you. It's like, how can they be my twin flame and think I'm the most amazing thing in the world and then just stay away from me? But many of us may not be able to really put all the pieces together clearly and realize that it's like, like there's certain contracts that we really do have to resolve in order for this to be like pulled together. Otherwise it cannot be. It's like we have to do things by the book, so to speak, do things with, grace and integrity. Many of us really are trying to hold on to the lives that we have, the old version of us, and then our twin comes in really forcing this new version of us, and it's like you can't be both. You've really got to step out of that old version and really step into the new version of you, which really does mean having some open and honest conversations, or really shifting a lot of things in your life, which I feel ideally is what's coming for many of you. And I feel like a lot of your Divine Masculines are like, okay, while she has these realizations, I'm really just kind of going to back off and distance myself and maybe even just try to live my life. And I can tell that this may be triggering some of you as well, Divine Feminine. Like many of you may be watching them enter into just like, other karmic relationships, or it might feel like they're slipping away. They could be relocating, moving to other parts of the world to go explore just a new way of doing things. but it tells me that you both are really just triggering one another. It's like they want to be with you so bad and they can't, so they feel like they really just need to cut their losses. You really are bringing up some inner child healing for them as well, especially when it comes to attachment. It's like they feel like they're going to go crazy if they don't have you, and they know that's not normal or it's not healthy. So it's like naturally their way of dealing with it is to just be at a distance from you. And it's like if you guys do live in the same city or the same town, whatever the case is, oh, they're going to block you for sure. Or they're just going to make sure and force themselves to just not be on social media, okay? Because you're a huge trigger to them right now. Like, I definitely feel off of this card, this is a divine masculine who, like, I mean, you've certainly caught their eye, divine feminine, okay? And no one else seems to be able to catch their eye in the way that you have. Maybe some of your divine masculines might have even watched you guys from a distance, like get engaged or get married, and you might carry these strong feelings for them, but it's like, I feel from the divine feminines, you guys were like, shit, like my hands are tied. Like, I'm kind of spoken for. I've got this whole other life here, but I do feel this. But I feel like for them, it's so painful. A lot of you are feeling the anxiety of them as well, just kind of losing all control, feeling a lot of this love for you, and it's bringing up a lot of healing, which is why I think many of them really need to just kind of disappear and be at a distance from you right now, because serious tower moment for this divine masculine who's realizing that they're in love with someone who ideally might just be like taken at this time. They may not be able to even foresee that, let's say you might end up going through some kind of epiphany later on in that relationship or that marriage that ends up bringing you two back together. And I know some of you might be watching who maybe you've recently gotten married, or maybe you've, just kind of been a few years into your marriage and your twin is there. It's like, yeah, speaking from experience with the detours and divine intervention, a lot of you guys will get signs and hints and clues about, what's to come. And it's not certain, like, the universe isn't going to be easy on you and let you know, like, yeah, go ahead and get a divorce or your twin flame. It's just more something that you have to do on your own, and I feel like this divine masculine taking the time to be silent and distance themselves from you, they're really trying very hard for it not to be a tactic where it's like, maybe if I just leave and disappear that she'll come towards me, but it's like they're really trying and fighting hard to heal that part of themselves and really just go off and do something that they have to do, so I feel like that could bring your heart some kind of peace in some way, because they're off just kind of doing something else to bring, again, harmony back into their lives. Many of them, again, growing a relationship, or, again, I feel like what's to come for the divine masculines, like a lot of you might see them mirroring you as well, right? Like watching you get married, it's like all of a sudden, okay, they're like, this is just never going to pan out or work out. I might as well just go and get married and settle down and whatever the case may be. And many of you may just feel this pull. It's like you're heartbroken, right? Divine feminine, but you're like, I shouldn't be because I got married, or I shouldn't be because I have my family here, I have the situation here, but it's like I am. And then it gets you to start realizing that, wait a second, maybe a tower needs to fall in my life, because watching my divine masculine get married, or watching them have a baby, or watching them relocate and take a promotion halfway across the world really does trigger something within me. So I feel like whoever you guys are, definitely in separation and silence from one another, but still, like, definitely very much, making moves in life with each other, consistently in mind. It's like you can't help it. You can't help but watch one another. I feel like this divine masculine as well, like, they still carry hope. Like, they still wish and hope and pray that, like, I don't know, like, this will resurface somehow. They feel a lot of purpose when it comes to you. They still think about you very, very much. They could be married to somebody else. They could have another family. They could, like, whatever the case is. And it's, for you guys, it represents separation. It doesn't matter. Like, they only feel this strong cosmic connection to you. This is somebody who takes time out to really pray over you, or to ask for assistance on what to do over this connection. And you're the only person that they do this over, which is why I can tell that the intensity that they feel towards you. It's like they've never felt this. It's like many of them too, like if a lot of you are married divine feminines, or you're in another situation, they have carried so much guilt because of that, and just a level of like, oh gosh, like, what's wrong with me? Like, she belongs to somebody else. Why can't I leave this alone? Why can't I leave her alone? this is definitely a masculine too that has fixated on just watching your life like grow and develop. Okay, and they really wanted it to be them. They really did want it to be them. But I feel like, as I wrap up this message, the universe wants you both to know, like, really, you're not in control, So just relax and enjoy the journey. Like, neither of you are in control of when this reconnection is going to happen again. In the meantime, there's definitely very important lessons for you to learn with the people that are currently in your lives and the people that are around you. So pay very close attention. It's impossible for your twin flame to go anywhere. I feel like that message is for the divine masculines at this time because they are, I don't know, I feel like they're feeling the brunt of it. Maybe because they may not be like as intuitive or spiritually in tuned with the energies. Like the divine feminine makes a very conscious effort to do that. Like many of you may listen to the readings, or you may, place a very big emphasis on like healing, right? It's like, for a fact, it's like, oh shit, I gotta meditate, I gotta start practicing breath work, I gotta start making healthy choices, because if I don't, then, all of these emotions are going to be felt 10 times worse. So I feel like, same for your divine masculines. Many of them are just like, how do I cope with seeing her at a distance, and it feels like she's gonna kind of go off and live life without me. And I feel like many of you too, divine feminine, you're watching him and you're just like, oh shit. But again, I am here to tell you that it's like the underlying energy with all of this is that even though all of these big changes are happening in both of your lives, you still have this deep, profound love for one another. And I feel like it's when the biggest changes are happening in your lives. That's when you feel the most love for one another, because it feels like you're losing each other by going off on your own different path, whether it be temporary or not. One thing my masculine always says to me is like, well, nothing's forever, this cute little accent. And part of it, like, kind of makes me feel so... like, don't say that. But it's just goes to show like that very logical side of the masculine, right? It's like, maybe nothing is forever. It's like you got to always just be prepared for things to shift and for things to change. And maybe that's a good thing for many of you to hear at this time, because I do feel like some of you could be feeling that motion of like trapped, or feeling like this is the end, or it's like you might be in your marriages and having children and your twin flame is there and it feels like chaos, and it's like you're supposed to be enjoying this moment and you can't because you have so much anxiety. It's like, don't worry about it. The universe will make sure that you guys will reconnect when the time is right. Okay, but in the meantime, it's like, stop and enjoy everything around you. Okay, nothing is happening before its time or after its time, or everything is occurring in divine timing on this journey. And you too have this beautiful, fierce, immense love, this flame that, no one can out it. No one can out it, okay? And people can try to come in the way and it might go dim for a while, but something always comes back and makes sure that it burns bright. Okay, so that's a message for those of you in separation right now, and some of the late night thoughts that are maybe running through either your mind, your divine masculine's mind, maybe even both of your minds right now. All right? I love you guys. Take it easy. Check out my links in my bio. If you guys want to get closer, I do have my Hipsy profile. You guys can... Oh, I just heard someone scream out. I felt like I heard them say, Mama! All right, guys, hit me up for a personal reading if you're guided to. Otherwise, I have the membership section with even more readings for you guys to check out. All right, good night, guys. Take it easy. See you tomorrow. Bye.